happy Easter break, folks. I said I was going for a meal, but I'm stopping here. This is Telfords warehouse, and it's got a lovely view of the Shropshire Union Canal. And I've got an Erdinger Dunkel, which is like a dark roast beer, where it's like a stout, isn't it? I've had Erdinger, and it's promoted by Jurgen Klopp, as former Liverpool manager. So I'm going to have a sip. I'll risk it. I think it's going to be good. Well, they gave me. Wow, that is really good. Never heard of it. I've heard of Erdinger. So that's a German stout. That's really good. So yeah, they gave me a free sample, which was nice, and it was just a little bit extra from a Guinness, which is reasonably priced, about £7 something, but for a pint it's very nice, and you couldn't get a better place to sit and have a drink after a couple of walks. I found another little walk off the branch of the ending of one of the branches of the Shropshire Union Canal that goes into the that's the train you can hear. So as you can see, it's this is back on the Shropshire Union Canal now. It's not a branch, it carries on that way to Ellesmere Port, and that eventually leads on, if you so wish, to the Manchester Ship Canal, and also the River Mersey. But I thought I'd sit here. God, I could have another swig of this. Silly thing really, but I want to film here, so I've got to. Oh, that is really good. Erdinger Dunkel. That's what that is. For those connoisseurs of beer, you know, they have beer clubs or whatever they call it. Let's have a look at life across the it's like a miniature of across the pond or across the canal. You've got the fisher folk. Yeah, they have strange. They bring their lunch, and it's like little worms they have. They sort of, some of them they put on the hook, and the others they munch them, put them on a sandwich. Yeah. So they're serious, aren't they? They've got these little tents they put up, you know. Earlier on, I think it might have been yesterday, they had some, every year, I never remember, there's narrowboats that are traders, and there are cafe boats as well that are on the waters, and they come here annually, and that's well worth a look. But I think I missed it, but it was pouring down with rain yesterday. I was parked up in the port near where I live, and I just had to drive somewhere. You know, like in the old days, you just sit there on the beach with the car, well, on the car park, and just look out the window. Maybe poke a chip out the side window for a seagull. And yeah, just caught the odd shipping that's going on. It's still active, but not anything like it was before. The Manchester Ship Canal goes through Ellesmere Port. So that's all I could do, really. I like to get out and about. There's a little lighthouse there as well, and so you could be there all day and nothing happens. Sometimes I do stop there before getting back. I'm in a rush, unless I've got frozen food, obviously I'd have to. But oh, I can smell the food as well here. I might still go on to the Little Owl, which I promised myself I would, but I couldn't resist coming here now, because I did this little tea talk walk as well. It's literally just across that wall there. There's a little square, and there's the Shropshire Union Canal, that bit of it runs into the River Dee, so I filmed that, and then I thought, well, here I am. I've been here before, and I used to live in Chester. I'm going to have another drink of this Erdinger. Wow, what an odd glass. Wow. Well, they kept that a secret. Why weren't they promoting that on the TV? They did the other one with Jurgen Klopp, but that is just incredible. If you like Guinness or Murphy's or the others, Guinness is probably my favourite, and even the zero Guinness which I drink, particularly if I'm driving in the car and I want a couple of them, I just get it because it's one of the few beers that are non-alcoholic. The taste, it really is good. Zero, even if you're not a fan of it, it's a good choice. You can still then drink and drive. Otherwise I have to go to Liverpool and take the train, or somewhere use my bus pass. So yeah, isn't it great? So that's it. Obviously even when it's snowing you can sit inside. And there is a boathouse there that they do repairs. It's sort of fenced off. Let's have a look. See that there? That's where you can get work done on your boat. One of the things they do is they seal it or black the base of the boat. To do that because there's all kinds of crap that builds up on the bottom of the boat, and so it is an alternate lifestyle, but it's not all cheap. It's hard to run it, and it's not made any easier by the CRT, who are bringing up prices, but not for people who are mooring. So the people who are keeping the whole thing alive, and the canals, otherwise they wouldn't extend them or do anything with them, but they claim they're using their services. I don't know. Anyway, the CRT is good in many ways because there's volunteers, but then I know they're paying people now to promote stuff like that, and how much of that goes back to the boaters, I don't know. See, wherever you go there's something you necessarily come to get away, but you have to discuss that. I've seen many boaters and talked to them, and some so-called, well, they are celebrity ones. Met the odd one or two and said hello. Most of them aren't odd. The odd one or two, yeah, like they have in every walk of life. But yeah, the narrowboaters, yeah, these are independent people, you know. They're not complaining all the time, but they can't do anything. You know, they need everybody else around them because they're the centre of the universe, and these people will just do the job and get on with it, and they have a fulfilling life. You know, life is made for you to sort things out and use your head and assess things and make mistakes, but then learn from them is the secret, isn't it? Look at all the birds there flocking around. Somebody's feeding them. Some people on crime call them flying rats. I suppose if you live in an area and they're pooping outside your office or something. I was at the stage where I had an auntie, and we went to her and she used to feed us pigeons. I mean, we didn't think, you know, because we're eating chicken, and we didn't think at that time. It's funny how things they sort of disposition to what you should be doing now. They're getting rid of the cow and all this stuff, and of course that's a whole world, but we got to do this and do that. Yeah, of course we do. Yeah. Meanwhile, the major culprits are all this are gaining. But yeah, pigeon, I recommend it. If I was in a situation that I had to find something to eat, one of the first things I'd be doing, sadly the old pigeon is so easy because they're greedy, aren't they? Yeah, And that would be something I could. And don't forget, I'd probably pan fry it over the fire, open fire. Yeah. Chicken breast. Sorry, pigeon breast. Yeah, I'll tell you what. Best to hang it up, like a lot of things you catch. There's a reason you do that. You hang them up. See them in the butchers, the old-fashioned butchers with the butchers and with the pheasants and the rabbits and stuff. It's no different from any other stuff that you're eating, you know, unless you're a vegetarian. But then the seafood, I mean, there's great stuff that you can catch, and some of it, there's nothing wrong if you eat the thing, in my opinion. You know, it's a matter of, you wouldn't keep something that's too small, or a small crab. It's always the little dogs, isn't it? It's not the big ones. There's a lovely big German Shepherd. It's gone now. I said to the lady, so that's a proper dog, that, isn't it? Eh? Not causing any trouble. But if you had troublemakers around, she's got the right dog. That would deal with any misdemeanors, so to say, so to speak. So yeah, have some more of this. It's one of the nicest pints I've had. Oh, they are. Yeah, it's usually a Weiss beer, and that's what they got on the glass, but it's not. It's the dark. Yeah, I was in Germany as a young lad, and we had a Weiss beer from Lippstadt, and they had their own brewery. And it was in a glass, you know, with like a foot on it, a proper glass, and there was a little doily around it because it took ages because of the foam. Yeah, those are the days. When you order it, they bring it to you and they just tick your beer mat. Imagine people doing that now. There's so many dishonest people. And you handed your beer mat in because they... And we did that, and we were, you know, noisy lads, drinking and stuff. We wouldn't do... Because we go back there, they were great. And we wanted to get on with the locals, which I did. Yeah, I had one that girlfriend for in a pub there. Yeah, happy days. But this is good. See him out now. So you're literally joining me with an Erdinger. So there's new tape. They bought more tables, haven't they? To get more people in here. That's good. See, a pub like this, it's got everything. You've got the odd boater that moor up, and they'll be coming here. There are moored up just up here. And then there's people that are off to the race course, which is not far. They have to walk to it. You know, there's not a train stop or something there. Usually they walk from, and they pass by here and just watch the world go by, which is what I'm doing. I know it's wrong. It's a vice, isn't it? Yeah. It's the Temperance Society, for example, would be very upset about what I'm doing. Particularly with a happy, contented smile, it would really wind them up. So I know about these people that live just on the edge. Not on the edge of society, on the edge of the canal. So you don't need a river view or a beach view, you can have a canal side view or a pub view from the canal. And I'm not complaining. Well, I do, like anyone else, I bring up things. But it's mostly to share in, because most people tend to have the same issues that, kids that run around the bloody supermarket. And if anything happened, and I've seen it happen where they ran into somebody's shopping trolley, and apparently they tried to sue the poor fella that just happened to be doing his shopping while some kid was running around into his shopping. Oh, why do you bring that up? Because that's the reality. It's not the kids to blame, really. But you can imagine when they grow up, they just have no respect for anyone who just wants to do their shopping without hazardous things. Yeah, it's great. That's what I'll do in the summer. I'll be going to, and anyone can join me on it as well. That's difficult because they don't like my quirky fact that I'm spending hours filming. So when I do go out, I don't tend to, you won't see very little of the people I'm with. But I'll do the pub thing. And they're all on the canal or a river with a view. I mean, that makes a good appeal, doesn't it? And it'll be on the, I've got the legs that are on the gimbal, and I'll just put it there and just talk and just leave it and then occasionally swivel it round and go on to various things where we can solve the world's problems, like famine and stuff like that. They did a skit, did they, Monty Python, and it was like Blue Peter, and Helen's going to cure all diseases and jolly well get all these people together and knock their heads together and sort out peace in the world. That sort of deranged optimism, because it's not real. Yeah, so that's, I look forward to that. I particularly like a traditional sort of pub meal, whatever it is. Sausage and mash I had with it, that was nice. We're in this really nice posh hotel, and obviously we were there for the walk, but we stopped there and had sausage and mash. They didn't have to put so much salt in it. It was just about okay, but that's just put your own salt in the. Anyway, see, I'm moaning again. All the drinks there. Oh, see. They risk going out and meeting people and just spending. This was supposed to be a bad day, which it is. It's an iffy day, isn't it? But at Easter you have to get out. And sorry, it's all right, no problem. All right, I'm going to reward myself with another. Wow. I'm not getting paid for this, by the way. It sounds like it, doesn't it? Oh, it's fantastic. It is, but it's only if you like a dark stout or whatever, a porter, whatever they called it. You don't see many in England, and there was in Wales. There was some kind of stupid rule, like they did this window tax, so people just bricked in the windows. They didn't have the brain to see that people aren't as daft as they think they are. And they imposed this tax on windows and they just blocked them in. And they did the same thing with stout, and it killed the whole. That's why there's very few. They are bringing them back, it's legal, but that just put the mockers on the whole thing. There weren't any stouts made then in England for quite a considerable amount of time. And the stupidity that goes on with people who think they know best is still going on nowadays. It will never end. And they're so honourable, these people, I can understand that. You just look up to them, don't you? In awe. In the case, it should be eat all. They're bloody donkeys. Yeah. So, anyway, this. I'm gonna eventually have something to eat. I'll just put the pub. It's called the Little Owl. So I've got to take a short journey to the Little Owl. And yeah. It'd be a shame if he didn't look like an owl, you know, the proprietor or the lady. It looked like an owl and he was very wise with little owl-like glasses on. Do you know, like Terry Wogan, he had this whimsy, you know, that I'm not anything like that. I wish I was. He'd go off on a tangent. It's something to do with the Irish, isn't it? You know. I met a few Irish people, and yeah. Isn't it nice? Now this was a warehouse, as you can imagine. They used to drop stuff through the floor. You'd go through into there, and then drop it down into the boat, into the barge or whatever. Some of them were barges rather than narrowboats. Quite large, and they'd take flour. I would think it was a mill. I don't know. Anyway. Sure, I've been at least 20 minutes waffling on. I just hope you get the feel of it, you know, on a Saturday, on Easter. Back again. Got a menu. Oh, they're going the full Monty on that. Don't see that often now. They got, you know, the denim jacket. Everyone seems to have them. And like a boater's cap. What do they call it? You know, like a hat. You know the type of hat I mean. A lot of folk singers had them. You know, these sort of caps and the denim jacket. There's a pigeon. It's very lucky. They've had it easy now since the old days, like I say, my auntie. I didn't find anything problem. You see, there's the thing is, well, it's very little. No, it's not, because there's no fat on it. Quite nice. The two breasts of pigeon, and I know, because I know what I'm talking about. And they do it in the posh restaurants now. With your what's the name, vinegar? What's it called? The Italian. Anyway, it's nothing wrong with it. If you're starving and you need to do, that would be one of the first top of the list. You could chew the ends of bloody reeds and stuff if you want. They're slightly sugary, but nevertheless, the old duck and pigeon, they'll be. Yeah, I can build a shelter as well. I've been trained, you know. So yeah. And this is stronger than Guinness, this Erdinger. I can't think of the other name of it now because it's new to me. I enjoy the glass. That's really nice. I like that. When I was in, they looked at me as if I was odd. I was in Spain and I had this odd beer. And I bought the glass off him. You know, I said, look, I could help myself. I'm quite happy to pay. And he said, oh, it cost me a euro and I've still got it. And it reminds me of the holiday. It's better than a plastic piece of rubbish, isn't it? You know, with whatever on it. So I got this glass and I was happy to pay for it for €1. It's really nice beer. I can't think of the name of it now. It had like an eagle's head on it. You know, that the eagle is like an honourable thing, although they rip the guts out of anything what they eat. But, you know, in the world of beer and that, they use eagles and stuff. They don't use, like, toads. Or scorpion ale. It's got that sting to it. The lady's got an Italian beer. Quite nice, that Peretti, actually. Not bad at all. Very refreshing. See, this is heavy stuff. The Erdinger is, you know, it's the artillery, whereas the other one there, that's more like a longbow. Yeah, got to finish it off. I can't waste anything. I'm not going to leave anything for the wasps. Who aren't around yet, fortunately. So, well, I hope you enjoyed that, or this little event at Telfords warehouse with an Erdinger stout, basically, that's what it was. On a bench, just chilling out, having a nice Easter Saturday, and I still haven't had my meal yet. Fantastic. Okay, thank you for joining me. Bye bye.